Barcelona, a city of impressive architecture, amazing skateboard spots, good food, the Catalan flag, La Masia and the jazz of Guacamoro. There's a lot to love about the famous Spanish city, but did you know it was also the birthplace of a great arcade company? Gaelco was big in the early 90s with arcade machines such as World Rally, and before their recent collaboration they made professional electronic darts under the name Radical Darts. Pico got the rights for some of these early arcade games to be featured on the Evercade, and I gotta say, this has got to be one of the most interesting cards in recent times. The Gaelco card is a full arcade one with 6 arcade titles, but one game seemed to go viral in the community recently, and that is Alligator Hunt. At first the name seems to have nothing to do with your purpose in the game, but I think the name is based on the reptilian-like aliens you fight. The game was released in arcades in 1993, and everything about it breathes that time. The time when the Power Rangers, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and the Sonic cartoons were on the air. The times when you had movies like Dennis the Menace and Home Alone, and a time where you couldn't be seen without a skateboard or skates. The card seems to start with a graphic of the actual arcade software booting up, which was pretty cool. The artwork is amazing, and you can see in the concept art shown earlier at that game conference in Sevilla that some very talented people worked on this game. What about the soundtrack, for instance, which plays in the background right now? It was done by their in-house guitar player, and he has some very cool fusion elements to his playing, which weirdly really suit the game.
Now let's break down their little funny.
Here are your new targets.
How'd you pardon me?
One of the coolest things which surprised people the most has got to be the start of the game and the transitions to other levels. A platform races you to a hangar where you, your skateboard and your ray gun are taking out various aliens who are attacking the hangar. After destroying the invaders in the hangar, you get to a burning city with giant mechs walking around. The art style and animations are so impressive here. It really reminds me of some killer Neo Geo stuff. This part is relatively easy because of the mechs moving pretty slow. After that, you skate towards a big spaceship, get on board and assumingly become the pilot. Because, well, everyday stuff, right? There's this pretty cool part with a runway or a landing strip of some sort, which reminds me so much of the Vipers taking off in Battlestar Galactica. They didn't have to put this in there, but they did. And so the game became more immersive. Whilst you are piloting the spacecraft, the controls pretty much stay the same. You are aiming, shooting and dashing. You can dash with the D-pad, but you also control your aiming with that, so I like to use a separate button for the dash rolls. You'll find different scenarios. One where you're flying through space, one where you're in some sort of desert or Grand Canyon, and the camera perspective can change in these levels, making for a nice surprise. Especially when you've been stationary and start to ascend. There are a few bosses at the end of the levels and funny cutscenes between the pilot and mission control. can say a hell of a lot about this game, but I think the visuals and the gameplay speak for themselves. It's a beautiful gem. I would love to play this with the joystick one day. I imagine the controls being perfect for that. All in all, I have to admit that it's a short game. You can finish this in less than 30 minutes if you use extra credits. That being said, this game might end up being that game you pick up for a lot of different reasons. To show off what was possible in the early 90s arcades, to show off the Evercade itself, and to have quick immersive fun. If you have an Evercade or an Evercade VS, you just cannot pass up on this one. I know this game has been covered by the community, but I'm honored if you found out about it through Thundermoose. Stay shiny, guys!